When does executive privilege become an abuse of presidential power? Imagine a leader who has access to sensitive information and the ability to keep certain discussions confidential. This power can be essential for effective governance, allowing honest conversations between the president and advisors without fear of external interference. However, this privilege is not unlimited. It is rooted in the need to protect national interests and ensure candid decision-making. Executive privilege is generally invoked to shield communications that involve national security, diplomatic negotiations, or internal presidential deliberations. It is intended to preserve the integrity of confidential advice and protect the separation of powers. Nonetheless, problems arise when this privilege is used to conceal misconduct, obstruct justice, or avoid accountability. The key point at which executive privilege shifts from a legitimate tool to an abuse of power is when it is employed to hide illegal activities or prevent the investigation of serious allegations. For example, if a president claims executive privilege to block access to documents or testimony related to criminal conduct, it can hinder justice and undermine the rule of law. Courts have played a vital role in defining these boundaries. In the landmark case of United States versus Nixon, the United States Supreme Court ruled that executive privilege is not absolute. President Richard Nixon attempted to withhold tape recordings related to the Watergate scandal. The court determined that the need for evidence in criminal cases outweighs the president's claim to absolute confidentiality. This decision established that executive privilege must be balanced against the interests of justice and transparency. Furthermore, when a president uses executive privilege to obstruct congressional investigations or avoid oversight, it can be viewed as an abuse of power. Congress has the constitutional authority to oversee the executive branch, and refusing to cooperate can hinder checks and balances. If invoked excessively or inappropriately, executive privilege can erode public trust and undermine the accountability essential to democratic governance. In summary, executive privilege becomes an abuse of presidential power when it is used to conceal wrongdoing, obstruct justice, or evade legitimate oversight. While it serves an important purpose in protecting sensitive communications, its misuse can threaten the integrity of the office and the principles of transparency and accountability that underpin democratic societies.